help make this happen. This is a small business owner in our area. It's about to come up. I'd like to go ahead and give an introduction to our event, though, and our purpose here today. And let's go ahead and call it by its name. This is American genocide, an infringement of civil liberties and human rights that the people who have beautifully textured the fabric of our country, an outdated normal that has become at the price of human lives. I feel guilt. Why did I need someone to go ahead and demand that someone, a white person, would come and do the emotional labor to come and stand here today? How did I not come to this conclusion on my own? Are you offended? Good, because that's BS leaving your body. Why was there not more visible and physical action to the front lines of reform by white people? And I say that this failing is our own. We're not creating a conducive environment in our own region that provides a safe and welcoming place for people of color. In a place where so much of our Mendocino lifestyle, music, language, and values is appropriated from other cultures, we need to create a safe space for people of color in this crowd and in this world. Now we know there is a problem. Now what is the solution? Our area and our entire country is in desperate need of social and political reform. It is responsibility of people like you to take up the cause. Better late than never, to hold up the rights and needs of minority above our own, to put our bodies in the way of any harm that may come to them, and to systematically dismantle the racism that runs rampant in our country, in our town, our neighborhoods, and sometimes, almost always, let's be honest, in our homes, among our friends, and in ourselves. As a counter to the long years, 400 plus years of continued systematic oppression of the United States towards its people of color, one of the greatest evils in this world is the indifference of good men. Please approach this rally and this cause with the consciousness, love, kindness, and hard work that I have seen define our community. Thank you. I'd like to go ahead and bring forth Hope. Hope is a small business owner here. This is the instigator of this rally. Selena and I are also organizers. Hope is an incredible person who has a Night Hawk Collective behind us, which is a safe space for all that I've seen. So please help me welcome Hope.
Hello everybody, thank you for being here. I will say the last time Michelle was introducing me, I was half naked, belly dancing for this community. So maybe you know me from that. Now that I have your attention, I'm not half naked today. I have better things to do. Like talk to you about how this community is in this world, but we're just talking about this community because this is where we can start. Where we can start is in ourselves, in our own homes, in Laytonville, in Covelo. There's a lot of people out here from Covelo, and I appreciate that. And I was just talking to somebody who called us the armpit of Mendocino. Laytonville and Covelo, the armpit. So, it is not lost on me, the racism, the injustice that we have in this community, as well as just this entire world that has been built on white supremacy. I know that's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me to say in front of a whole lot of white people. So, but I'm here to call it. We have to call it what it is. We have to call it this as a genocide on people of color, because that's what this is. It is a systematic oppression that is killing us. And what I'd like to see is for people to care every single day, to call yourselves out and each other and this community where people are not feeling safe, I kind of facetiously, I will admit, invited white people to organize this and that I would hold space for it. And the reason why is because I knew that they'd be just as scared. Maybe not just as scared, but you understand. And that's what they were met with. That's what the responses I got from white people were. We're scared of the bigots here in Laytonville. Well, how do you think we feel? How do you think the people in this community that have been oppressed and have to deal with it every single day? This is not a matter of shaming, because we're all a product of it. We are all a product of white superiority, and we need to call it what it is so we can all work together to dismantle this. Because it's not even working for you. If you're not safe in your own community, that's a problem. We need to stop waiting for people to die for it to matter, for us to organize, for us to be here. People need to stop dying for us to matter. So thank you for being here, and I'm happy to answer any questions anytime. I'm pretty easy to find, okay? And I really, really do condemn all the people that are doing their work, and I know this is really hard, I know it's very uncomfortable, but such is growth, such is grieving, such is life. You know, it's never comfortable to admit when you're wrong. But if we normalize it, if we just say, hey, I've done some racist shit, you don't even have to tell people. You could just own it. And that's where it starts, with yourself. And then we spread that. Because what I'd really like to get back to, is dancing half naked for all of you. That is true. And I will say that this sign to me, just to explain it, is, again, black people matter. We all matter. We all have something to contribute, and this is where we start. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Ho, and thank all of you for coming out. We're going to have another speaker that couldn't be with us today. We organized this event in 2 days. Before that, I'm going to go ahead and list some suggested social demands that are encompassed in our protests here. Can you hear me? I want to let everybody know, too, up at the information booth, not only do we have voter registration forms, you're going to be able to come up and sign petitions through me, through my computer, to go ahead and support the Black Lives Matter movement. So please feel free to come up and get some information. We also have some incredible resources that have been brought here. We also have an emailing list, because today is a beginning. This action is a beginning. We don't get to go home, give ourselves a gold star, and say, hey, I did something. The reason that we gathered you all here today is to make sure that we can follow through, to start panels, to start human resource programs within our community, to go ahead and make action available in ways that you can understand it. Access to easy information, communication is key. So please go to the front information desk under this purple tent, see Selena, Hope, or I, to put your information down so that we can follow up with you, so we can even begin to think about ending the systematic oppression of people of color. And it starts here, right now, today, if it hasn't already. I'd like to go ahead and read a couple of suggested advocacy approaches. We want to make police brutality settlements be paid out of police retirement funds instead of the general fund. We want to end qualified immunity for both state and federal officers. We want to limit union agreements from including disciplinary actions or dismissal in their contracts. We want independent elected civilian oversight with the ability to bring charges against officers to the district attorney. A 4-year law enforcement training program before you're an officer, including classes on de-escalation, mental health, and constitutional law. We want no more military to law enforcement officers pipeline for either personnel or equipment. We want to end the drug war at a minimum, all criminal offenses towards simple possession, the single greatest threat to civil liberties in minority communities in the U.S. today. We want to mandate independent coroners, fully separate from the departments whose victims they might have to autopsy. We want to require every LEO to wear a badge number and 3-inch tall glow-in-the-dark letters front and back anytime they're on duty. Always body cameras with random samples of police interactions pulled by the Civilian Oversight Board for review. We also want universal basic incomes or a federal job guarantee to address the poverty at the root of so many of these problems. Because Black lives matter. 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 Come on, help. Black lives matter. Let your voice be heard to stand against the systematic oppression of the people of color in this nation and in the world. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.